Imagine reaching the end of your life and realizing that the person you could have become never existed. Not because you lacked talent, not because you lacked intelligence, not because you lacked opportunity, but because you spent your entire life becoming comfortable. Comfortable with average, comfortable with excuses, comfortable with waiting, comfortable with being less than what you were capable of becoming. Most people believe their greatest enemy is failure, but failure is not what destroys potential. Comfort does. Distraction does. Fear does. And worst of all, the illusion that there will always be more time. Every year, millions of people promise themselves that this will be the year they finally change, the year they become disciplined, the year they get healthy, the year they pursue their purpose. But then, tomorrow arrives, and they postpone it again. Days become months. Months become years, and years become regret. This is the tragedy of wasted potential, and it affects almost everyone. Today, we will uncover why most people never reach their potential and what the wisdom of Stoicism can teach us about escaping that fate. The first reason is comfort. Marcus Aurelius ruled the most powerful empire on earth. He possessed wealth, status, influence, and authority. Yet he constantly reminded himself not to become addicted to comfort. Why? Because he understood something that most people never learn. Comfort is a beautiful prison. At first, comfort feels harmless. Sleeping a little longer, avoiding difficult conversations, delaying important work, taking the easier path. None of these choices seem dangerous, but over time, they become habits, and habits become character. Eventually, people wake up and realize that years have passed without meaningful growth. Every meaningful achievement requires discomfort. Building a strong body requires discomfort. Building a successful career requires discomfort. Building confidence requires discomfort. Building discipline requires discomfort. Growth and discomfort are inseparable. Yet modern life encourages the opposite. We are surrounded by convenience. Food arrives with a tap. Entertainment never ends. Distraction is available every second of the day. And while convenience makes life easier, it also makes discipline harder. Many people spend years dreaming about the life they want, but very little time doing the work required to create it. They talk about goals, they think about goals, they plan goals, but they never take action. Because action is uncomfortable, and comfort always asks for one more day. Seneca once practiced living with less than he needed, even though he was wealthy. He did this to remind himself that comfort should never become a necessity. He understood that the person who depends on comfort eventually becomes weak. The person who can endure discomfort becomes free. Ask yourself a simple question. How many of your decisions are based on growth, and how many are based on comfort? Because your answer may explain exactly why you are not where you want to be. But comfort is not the only obstacle. There is another force that destroys more dreams than failure ever could. Fear. Most people are not limited by their abilities. They are limited by their fears. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of embarrassment. Fear is invisible, yet it controls entire lives. How many people never start the business they dream about? How many never pursue the career they truly want? How many never express their ideas? How many never become who they could be? Not because they cannot, but because they are afraid. Fear rarely announces itself honestly. It does not say, "I am stopping you from reaching your potential." Instead, it disguises itself as logic. It says, "Maybe next year. You need more preparation. You are not ready yet. What if it doesn't work?" Because these thoughts sound reasonable, people listen to them, and years pass without change. Epictetus taught that people suffer more from their imagination than from reality. Most fears exist only in the mind. Most worst-case scenarios never happen. Most disasters remain fictional. Yet people allow imaginary outcomes to control real decisions. The people you admire are not fearless. Marcus Aurelius was not fearless. Seneca was not fearless. Nietzsche was not fearless. They simply refused to let fear make decisions for them. That is courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward despite fear. The life you want often exists on the other side of the thing you are avoiding. And until you face that fear, your potential remains locked away. Then comes another enemy, one that is more dangerous today than at any point in human history: distraction. Every notification competes for your attention. Every video competes for your attention. Every headline competes for your attention. And attention is one of the most valuable resources you possess. Without focus, potential becomes impossible. Carl Jung warned that people who fail to understand themselves become controlled by forces they do not recognize. Today, those forces are everywhere. Algorithms compete for your time. Platforms compete for your attention. And most people willingly surrender. Hours disappear into scrolling. Days disappear into entertainment. Years disappear into habits that lead nowhere. Nobody wakes up intending to waste their potential. It happens slowly, one distraction at a time, one excuse at a time, one wasted day at a time. The future is created by what you repeatedly give your attention to. Whatever receives your attention grows. Whatever is ignored slowly dies. If your attention is scattered, your future will be scattered too. But perhaps the greatest obstacle of all is overthinking. Many people spend their lives trapped inside their own minds, thinking, planning, analyzing, worrying, imagining every possible outcome, searching for certainty. But certainty never arrives, and while they wait, life moves forward without them. The world is filled with dreams that never became reality, businesses that were never started, books that were never written, goals that were never pursued, conversations that were never had. Not because success was impossible, but because action was replaced with thinking. The mind is a powerful servant, but a terrible master. Thinking is not progress. Planning is not progress. Research is not progress. Action is progress. The world rewards execution, not intention. Many people want confidence before they act. But confidence does not come first. Action comes first. Confidence is earned through action, through repetition, through experience, through surviving challenges. The reason confident people seem fearless is because they have already faced uncertainty many times. They have learned that failure is survivable. They have learned that mistakes are teachers. They have learned that growth requires movement. Potential is not revealed through endless thinking. Potential is revealed through action. The first step, the first risk, the first uncomfortable decision. That is where transformation begins. Finally, there is one last trap: the belief that there will always be more time. Seneca warned that people waste their lives as though they possess an endless supply of days.
But time is the one thing that can never be recovered. You can regain money. You can rebuild a career. You can repair mistakes. But you can never reclaim lost time. One day, whether we like it or not, our opportunities run out. That is not a reason for fear. It is a reason for urgency. The truth is that potential is not something you discover. It is something you build. Day after day, choice after choice, action after action.
Most people never reach their potential because they spend their lives choosing comfort over growth, fear over courage, distraction over focus, and thinking over action. Do not let that become your story. Years from now, you will either be proud of the person you became or haunted by the person you could have been. The choice is being made right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. Right now. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to Beyond Aletheia and join us on a journey of wisdom, truth, and self-mastery. And remember, the greatest tragedy is not failure. It is never discovering what you were truly capable of becoming.